Good evening, retro gamers. Hello, Microman. Hopefully you're going to be impressed today. I've made a lot of off-air progress again. I needed to watch some TV, relax again, but I couldn't help coding at the same time. Let's have a look. Let's take a little look. There's a lot to look through. I've changed a hell of a lot. Do I just want to load the game and show you all the changes? Let's do that. Leave the music running for a short while. So straight away you'll see I've changed the colours. I've also found a way of changing the font colour, although that was not straightforward. There's still I've had to put up with a limitation on that, but that looks a little tiny bit better. Oh, the numbers have vanished. So something's broken. I didn't even realise about. The numbers are supposed to be there underneath that. I've messed something up. It's no big deal though. They are changing, but of course the zeros are not getting drawn. But look, I've added quite a lot. Variable speed. It's a little bit weird, the speed. It's a really tough game. I think it's nothing like the original Horus game, but I'm actually going to keep the movement like that, and I'm going to design the level in such a way where there's a lot of trees for you to dodge, and the flags are like going to be a bit straighter. There's not going to be so many diagonals. Let's figure out what I've done with that score then straight away. You like that, yeah? It was good, wasn't it? I've made a lot of progress here. This is what happened was, this command here is similar to the ASCII at, where you just say where you want to print your letter. But this one changes the ink and paper of that command. But for some reason, when I tried to do it on the digit one, which I've actually got in here, it keeps them black still. I don't know why. So the way round it, I just done a workaround. I paint the labels the colour I like for the UI, and then the numbers are just surrounded by a black and they're white. It looked quite good. But for some reason or another, that wasn't happening for us now with all the zeros, and that's weird because it was happening. You know, I tested it. I've obviously pressed undo too many times on one of the. So it should be drawing it. Just wonder. Try it again. Look, they're there. It was a weird one-off bug, that, I think. You'll notice when I go in Ski Hut, it removes cash of £10 as well. And then, because I've already got the skis, it doesn't take any more money from me when I go back in. So we're very close to finishing. And I think if I get, when we're a bit closer to finishing, that's when I'll try and add the ambulance in and the new animation for the character like dead on the floor on the road. I've got an animation already for when I hit the tree. I haven't obviously included that yet. And I'm going to have to move the flags about so that it's a bit easier to play. It's almost impossible right now to get them. But I think I should push that to GitHub right now while it's functioning like that. Just call it skiing 0.1. Hello Moz, thank you man. Does look great. It feels kind of cool to play, but it's just not. I tried to make it handle differently, but this just was like a much easier way. I'll quickly sort of glance at how I did it. I didn't want to do. I mean, I thought about doing. You know how we moved the cars, where there was like another byte involved with a timer. And I thought about doing that, but the reason I chose against that is I do want to keep this game as simple as possible, so that I can do that idea of porting it. And if I put just too many complicated things on top of each other, I'll probably never get that project done. So although I think I could have made the movement better in this game, I'm happy enough with it to make it a game, Here's how I did it. Oh, I initiated a waiting, I created a waiting state as well. So when you begin level 2, you start with waiting. It just waits for you to press S and then turns you into skiing mode. I think I'd already created them, but I created these. The movement is based on your direction now. So what you do is, that's the trees and the flags. the key presses, that's all they do, is they turn you either left or right. And in there, here it is, that just changes your direction depending on what, it's like a switch statement. And then later in that same loop, we find the direction and we move according to that direction at different speed. So when you're facing it, wait, I confused myself. There's no down. Oh, that's only the left and right movement, of course. Down is handled by moving the trees and the flags, and that was very complicated. But luckily, it was pretty much the same thing to do both. So, but yeah, so we only have to worry about whether we're looking left, diagonally left, right, or diagonally right. And you're always moving. It's just a different fraction. Now you'll notice I wasn't moving an entire character cell at a time. See how when you're facing down, it'll choose player move flags fast. This is on the Y stuff now, not this. This is that. This is this stuff. So if you're facing completely down, you get the fast version of the routine. If you're facing left or right, you get the medium, and if not, you get the slow. So that means that's diagonal, and then that's fully left and right. There were so many changes, it's going to be hard to summarize all of them. I'm going to forget a load of it. Forget to mention it to you. I mean, but yeah, the very important one was we're moving by. Well, that's the fast one is 8, but I could just as easily make that 7 now, and it would work. And the other ones are 4 and 2 anyway. I don't know where they are right now. So it's 2, 4, or 8. But the actual challenge of doing that was in the drawing colours, where we paint sprites. And I've only indeed done 2, 3. Where is it? There. Because this is the player and the trees. I think I did do 1, 2 as well, which is the flags. If you were watching every video I've made in the last week or so, you would have seen that when we tried to move it not a whole character cell on the Y, it would start drawing into the UI and all that, all the colours. It was just very odd. And the reason for that was because of rounding. We were just timesing the value by 4 to get 32 because it was already 8 bigger. But here I've divided it by 8. SRL doesn't put anything to the carry, and it doesn't store what happens if a byte rolls off. It just goes. So it was important I used that one. If I use another type of bit roll, it would have broke. So yeah, I've divided it by 8 and then I've times it by 32. So it's doing more work. But now we can have any speed on the Y. Yeah. It's quite simple really, and we've got that there forever now, haven't we? You can copy that and put it in any size of sprite. That just finds the origin. What else important was there? The score was a pain in the rear. Like I say, I figured out how to do the where is it? The ink and the paper, but it only seems to work before I start doing. Like if I do it in the update loop of my game, it doesn't work. That particular bit of the routine doesn't work. But I've lived with it because I actually quite like it. The way I've come up with the idea of getting around that, I think it looks quite good. So the labels are. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit. Yeah, like the labels are the UI colour, but then they just got a black box with the score underneath. It happens to look okay. I'm not sure why the points aren't going up. They go up there. I'll probably not call it increment anymore. Yeah, it looks okay. I mean, I'm happy with that. I would release the game like that. But of course, the asterisk has to go. I need some better way of representing we picked up the skis. I mean, worst case scenario is I'll flash the word up skis when you've got them, and then no skis. Or we'll have like what like we've got label for cash. We'll have a ski label, skis, and it will just say yes or no below it. So what to do first? The next thing I wanted to do really was put an end to level 2. So if I pretend I'm happy with the flags layout right now, let's have another look at it. It doesn't last very long. I think it needs to be about double the length. Let me know what you think here. So imagine if I was actually playing, I'm not going to bother, but I can of course move the trees into a fairer position. It's a bit short that, isn't it? Oh, it's still going. Okay, maybe it's about long enough. I was thinking that, Moz. I could even have it above his head or to the right of him or whatever. I was definitely thinking that. Let's take a look at our player sprite then. I think due to the fact that X is measured in bytes, so it will be a small number, the width of the screen. I think it'd be better to put it like there. I mean, how much space is this taking up on the tape? Let me find out. In my crude way of finding out, it's only 22.5 kilobytes of tape, so I think we've got a bit of space for an extra sprite. Could just make it, can I? Like a full size sprite that's maybe 1 wide. I'm going to make them the same size as the flag, just to be easy. I mean, we can tweak this sort of stuff at a later date, can't we? So let's do that right now. Where's the flag sprite? There. Let's just take that. Let's put it in player in it. I'm going to call it a player sprite, even though, you know, maybe that's not the best choice of name, but and then I'll just say ski icon. So this should be pretty trivial. It might be hard to fit it into this small amount, but I think the smaller it is, the better. It just means less being drawn, doesn't it? That's a good idea, Moz. The thing is, drawing a sprite in the UI other than a UDG, and obviously I know I could just use 4 UDGs if I wanted a 16 by 16 sprite. I do know that. But even that, we've got no implementation of how to do that yet, so it's a brand new thing. But if I draw a sprite in the UI, it's easier to draw it next to the player, to be honest. Quite a lot easier. Because the UI is obviously not in our double buffer. It's just screen memory. So I think I'm kind of leaning towards just having that only. But for now, I'll keep it. But I was going to say having it above his head. The problem is I'll probably have to go up here as well when I... Oops. So I'm not really going to look like skis, but hey. It's first draft. Oh, am I missing one? Or have I got one too many? Oh, of course. I don't even want the full. They'll look good enough. I mean, I may as well use up all of the height I've got. It's probably not going to look anything like skis, but I think it'll look alright. Should I colour some of them in? I don't think I can really. I think that's about the best I can do. I could maybe have moved these over so that it had a sort of more 3D look to them, like they were stacked on top of each other. I think that'll do. I could try and be really clever and offset that by half of a character's cell so it looks like a bit like he's carrying them by his arms. I'll try that, but first I'll get it just next to his head. We've already got... We've already got a ball to tell us if we've got the skis. I think it's in the UI right now. Let's get rid of that in the UI. Maybe we haven't actually. Maybe it's somewhere else. Yeah, skis got. I want to change that name. Hey, Coda Mick. Nice. Yeah, very safe here. Alright, let's pop in the player instead. Find out where I use skis got. Here we go. So we set it to true there. Where do we draw the player? Here. At least you have the foresight, Coda Mick, to know it's happening before. Oh god, trying to find my drink. Oh, there it is. That's probably when you know you haven't had enough, when you're still thinking about the morning. You just got to have even more. You've just become more hardcore. That's the problem. That's alcohol for you, man. Hmm. So do I want to do it in the draw routine? Or do I just want to draw it independently? I think independently. I can actually do this. It's going to happen in any state. You can have the skis there. Of course, we'll set it to no ski, and then that will hide the skis. I'm pretty sure I can just put it here. No, not state. Has ski. See, I double up on myself already, don't I? Because I set the has ski ball, but I also set a state to with ski. Yeah, see, I'm getting that way, Micro Man. I have about 4 or 5 max now, depending on what time I go to sleep and stuff. But I do still feel knackered all the time, that's the problem, so I should get more really. Yeah, am I doubling up on myself here? Look, I've already set it to be with ski. Maybe I don't even need this has ski ball. With ski. I mean, I was treating that just like a movement thing only, but it's the whole update loop. Twenty-year-old Mike's. I'd love to be able to be 20, but with all the knowledge I've got now, I'd be a millionaire. So we already know he has the skis in this update loop. So let's just draw it. Eight 16 is what I want, isn't it? We've not got 8. I was going to say. What does that require us to do? Once BC the spike pointer, DE X and Y. What is the green screen? Well, have you been streaming while you're drunk? That sounds like a good combo. I do want to try that one day, but not right now. Have you? Nice. That's brilliant, Kodamic. I bet you had extra views because of that. Word just seems to get around, probably. That's good. At least you weren't trying to do coding video while you were drunk. Knowing me, that's probably what I'll do. I'll just spell low day again. So I've forgotten already what that one was called as well. It was player sprite ski icon. Yeah. I think I have to load that into A because I want to add the offset, which I may as well have a constant 4. Uh, 2. I guess let's just put player whip. Well, that'll certainly be me if I do stream, but as you know, I won't be on camera doing it. Oh, what have I just done there? But I've still got that whiskey sat there. It's very old, that whiskey now. Does that Shalan guy get pissed on stream? I know he has wine, doesn't he? I have seen him before. I didn't know he actually got drunk. But I noticed on his icon on his Discord, it's like all red-eyed and that. 118. What was I doing up here? What? Why am I up here? It's like I'm drunk all the time anyway. Just a little bit drunk. Oh, I was making the offset. Oh, there's X done. Don't forget to let me do that either. What's a Zoom quiz? Oh, I don't even need that. Yeah, I shouldn't have set up that ball for that, really. But maybe I did. Maybe there's a reason for it. Oh, non-existent again. Oh, I knew about that, to be fair. Alright, let's just hope this works. Oops, just not compiled. Yeah, cache goes down. What am I looking for? Oh, I didn't check it. I thought I was checking something at this level. So I've got to get the ski. It's not drawing them. I definitely should have kept that thing there. So at least I can see. Maybe I'm not even setting the state. Has ski ball. I'm not so sure we ever set that state. No, we don't. Do you know what? I think I'm going to just try and get rid of this bull. Or I could be lazy and just set the state as well there. What am I doing? Yeah, that's me being a bit lazy. That I think it'll appear now. The reason I want to remove that, yeah, there they are. Look, and I don't even care that they're not coloured in. Or maybe I have to though, because the cars leave their colour behind. I'll colour it. Where did I draw it? 1, 2, yeah. So I'm going to push DE there, so we can reuse it. In fact, I'll go for flag colour because that's blue. We'll have some blue skis while we're walking around. Yeah. 20% beer. That's brilliant. So now everyone thinks you're like some crazy raging alcoholic. You probably are. Oh, I've got to do not do that drawing thing when it's in the shop. But yeah, that's quite good. It's so hard to control them, telling you, it's funny. You can get used to it though. It's totally different to the real game, but it's kind of fun. You can't do diagonals that are set up like that. We used to have interactive trivia games. I don't think they've really got them that much anymore. Not the ones around here, anyway. Yeah, there was loads of them at one point. Who wants to be a millionaire and all that? He usually causes an argument. I'm trying to remember how I got stopped drawing him when he's in the shop. Guess that's it. Okay, that would probably look a bit better. They're still there. I would have expected them to not be there actually. Yeah, they appear and then they never go away. But you see, I just checked if it was colliding with the shop before I drew it. So it shouldn't. It really shouldn't. Oops. I saw it somewhere there. I mean, I do say it's a false every frame, but that's during this, and it would have got set to true straight after. Yeah, I should, Moz. I done that Streamlabs thing ages ago, and I haven't signed into it for ages. I went over to Stream. No, actually, Streamlabs is the one I use, I think. But yeah, I got confused with where I put it all. I'm a noob with stuff like that. Now I see that it's Streamlabs. There probably is somewhere in my actual app here I can change it. Yeah, that I am definitely wanting to do some ports though. Like we were talking about the other night with the Game Boy, especially Game Boy Color, Master System, MSX. I think it's gonna have to be MSX next. I think it looks quite a lot like the Spectrum, but with more colours. So could be very interesting. It's weird how it didn't draw the player, but it draws his skis. Look, I do the same thing to avoid drawing the player. Oh, idiot. There's no return Z after that, there's supposed to be. Very similar, yeah, I thought so. Because I had the cheat sheet for Spectrum and it had a lot of MSX stuff on there. Yeah, I was getting told about the Game Boy has differences. I think it doesn't have IX and IY. Maybe it does, but there was some sort of someone told us the other day about the differences. I'm reckoning MSX first because that seems like a more powerful version of the Spectrum almost. But maybe never looked into how to do it, so maybe I'm completely wrong. But okay, it's compiled. This time I don't expect to see the skis. Excellent. Oh no, It's not colliding with them full stop now. What have I done here? Oh god, I've put it there. Yeah, that was wrong. Huh. Yeah, I will look into that. Weirdly enough, I'm just looking at that cheat sheet I was talking about, and it says Spectrum stuff, and then it says CPC plus stroke MSX. So it's like they share some things, maybe. Be fun to get into it, but I've got to finish this on the Spectrum first because that was my main objective when I started up. Make some proper Spectrum games. Why does that not escape out? Just out of interest, I've changed it to false. Oops. So what I'd expect now is to not see it ever. That they are, so they flicker. So it's weird. I wonder. I wonder if it's just the position of the call to that. Nah, no difference. That's a real shame. I think I'll keep that down there. Ah, hang on. Oh no, I was going to say perhaps it's because I'm doing it in with ski. Yeah, that is why, isn't it? No, God, has to be done in with ski. So as soon as you get the skis, it draws it, but not when you're in the shop. It seems straightforward to me. Why the heck is it not working? Uh, that's why. I think that's not even the name of the ball, is it? Yeah. I'm not even sure how that was compiling then. Excellent. So yeah, you get that small bug where, I mean, maybe I should put it on the left side of the player, to be honest. Where is it? There. So I'll put it to 1. Which is because that's the width of the skis. And then we'll ski here. Instead of add, we'll just sub it. So it should look tidier from the left. Yeah. Oh, excellent. We can. It seems we can safely go to the left side of the screen as well, without having to worry about it. Because I put that 2-piece buffer at the sides. So I'm very glad I didn't put it above his head. I forgot about the side buffer which we've got, which enables them to be drawn and not seen. That's excellent. Ready to roll. It's so funny how difficult it is. Like I say, when I change this level up, I'm going to put loads of trees that can kill you, and I'll make the gates. They'll be less, they'll be wider apart, and also a longer distance between them. That's almost coming up now. I'd say it needs to be about double as long, that level. I changed its name, Ski Flags and Ski Trees. Here's where the Y positions are though. I reckon we need it to go to about 200 times 16, which is what I called ski unit. Annoyingly, I've called this tree unit, and that's just because I couldn't be bothered to change all the numbers at the time, so I changed that one. But I should have left that as ski unit really, and then just worked in units of 16 when I was site, because now I have to work it out in my head and remember that value is 3 times or 2, a half bigger again. So it's a bit of a pain. He does sometimes, yeah, he does. There's a bug. I know how to fix that bug, but as you can see, most of the time it's okay. And the reason I decided not to fix it, look, he can, well, particularly on the skis. But basically, I could block him so he can't get that far I wanted. But I decided this was probably slightly better, like this, than blocking him there. I could also improve my colours code. You'll notice. Oh, why does it not do that? See, this needs upgrading. So although I've upgraded the it snaps to the cell now. This actually should be called again down here. So it should start out by only -7. The problem is you have to push when you get to here. It's quite it can cause some confusion. We want to keep E in its present state, so I have to push DE. So that way I left it. This is only going to do the Y anyway, not the X. But we would have noticed actually that, although we didn't notice any bad effects, so I'm going to keep it how it was. Oh, oh, see how dodgy that was? It deleted rect. It left me with just rect instead of rect NC by undoing. And that was ages ago I edited that, like. I'd closed the program many times since then. Yeah, it's no biggie. And there is a very quick fix to it anyway. I could fix it in there, but I can't be bothered at the moment. But I could also just limit it. Yeah, here, by one more. I'm going to leave it and fix it at a later date. Oh yeah. So we think of our ski flags. Got to be very careful to add both with them if you add a number, and remember to change that. If I just, for now, that's going to be my top. Or my bottom, or whatever you want to call it, the bottom of the level. This is just the X position. Put it at 8. So I could probably, it's going to be the same every time, the Y position. So I could probably make a constant for it. I'd probably put it in level 2. I think that'll be fine. Just going to roll the smoke. Let's close off a lot of these. We can always reopen them. In fact, let's just close all other than that. Okay. Yeah, I'm just rolling the smoke, and I'll be back with you in a sec. I'll probably chat while I'm doing that. But what I'm thinking of doing is, because I don't know any way of, where did I put them? I've already closed what I needed. Break it out too, no worries. All we do is reduce that every frame by a certain amount. There's no way of knowing when this hits 0. It's just a Y value. It's not a flag by itself. It can't say, right, this flag has hit the bottom, or reach 0. So I came up with a way of, like I say, just hard coding where the bottom is. But we still need to know when we reach that. And that's why this shouldn't be a constant. It's got to be, I think I'll have it in the player level 2. Just distance travelled. So no variables in this. Oh well. So we'll increment it instead, and we'll just compare it against that max. So I probably should have kept that in there actually. Keep it in there. Definitely. We'll have to just have it like dancing girls can be in every game. Every Spikie game. After I've done the finish line and successfully transitioned back to level 1. What more is there to do? I suppose there's game over. Blocks it on YouTube, but I can just mute it, can't I? 10 seconds. I don't know why it lets you have that and then it blocks it though. It's stupid. They must have the rights to play it if they're doing that. You know, they can't do it. They're not going to just done it without asking. Keeps everyone awake, doesn't it, Moz? Right, I'm ready to roll. Player, distance. Let's just, I don't know, there's no point being stingy with the length of names, really, I don't think. It has to be a word. And this is where it could get, it's not going to be quite as easy as it could be if it wasn't a word. So I think when we're moving the flags, so I could call it, I could do it here somewhere in these. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way. Ah, bugger though. Them registers. Um, this is where you need Spectrum because it's again the 16-bit numbers. And he knows I want to increment the value that's in the number, not the register, you know, not the address. Um, let's just try then. Push HL, pop HL, load HL with. So I don't think you can do that. That's the problem. Distance travelled. I'm just looking up the and in the Z80 reference. Not and, add. It takes forever to load when I'm streaming. I'm not sure if that's a time dilation thing or whether it's real. Okay, how can I do this? I'm facing my lack of knowledge of 16-bit numbers again here. pretty sure that's an illegal move. I guess let's just try and compile that and it'll tell me. Oh, it compiles. Okay. Okay. So if I just do that, load, is it BC I did it with? Yeah. Load BC with speed medium. Add HLBC. And then, this might be where it comes falling apart, isn't it? Does it like to do that? If that compiles, it should be. We should be able to easily add a finish line. Oh, that didn't go through the compiler. Okay. Let me just check level 2. Seems to function okay. Yeah, we need that. That's brilliant. Although, I think I just cracked it actually. It's probably not the best way of doing it, but I'm starting to think a lot of my woes throughout my last 2 projects were overuse of IX and especially IY. Got to try and avoid it where you can on big loops. So I think this will tick up now, this value. When it reaches this value, we know we're at the bottom. I mean, in fact, we could just put the finish line and give it a value and just wait until distance travelled. See, it's funny, we've just implemented distance travelled. I bet that sort of renders all of our movement code redundant. Although it doesn't, that's just another way of doing it, I guess. But I didn't need any of that though, did I? Because I could have just, where I've got flags, I could just have like another one called finish flag and just reduce that every frame. What way do I want to do it? If it gets us if dancing goes, doesn't matter. At the moment, it's just going to get you like a crudely drawn flag. In that case, just because of the way I've already done it, I probably should have just done it. I could have just when I move the flag and I move them all down in the other loop where it moves them all down, I could have just one time moved another flag, like end flag, down. But instead I'm going to have a constant now. Let's just call it that. And why not have a constant for its X as well? So that can be a constant, can it? I think it can. It's lucky I didn't put bike because that would have been completely wrong. It would have had to be a word. I think the middle would be 13. And let's just say it's 5 wide. So 11. 11 will be where the right or the left post is. I guess we want a different sprite for this bugger, don't we, as well? That's not much of a finishing line. I'll quickly draw something in the ZX thing instead. Be quicker. What size? I'm going to try and reuse the size I've already got, to be honest. Although I don't think I can. I want it to be only one width. Do you know what? I won't even use ZX Paintbrush right now. I'll just copy this. Call it end flag. Sprite. Copy 2 of them. So it's a horrible end flag, but it'll do. It's not quite a dancing girl yet, but I'm going to rob them out of the Mikey game. I'm going to just screenshot them, steal them pixel for pixel. And of course, we'll probably want a banner as well, like this, with the girls. So we want to reproduce that one a few times across. We can figure that out. Alright, so I've got my end flag sprite. I've got its position. I'm doing it the flipping reverse way round. This is almost like a test to how we could have done it with the flags, but don't forget we're using a constant for this end flag, so it's much easier. Just need to compare them, don't I? Compare this to end flag. I want to add the screen height to that. When I do the comparison, obviously take it away the height of the flag. Where is that flag? Do you know what? I've just realised a limitation with my code means that it's going to, like, because of the way I draw, I haven't got any way to know. Like, basically, long story short, I can't draw anything off the screen to the left, so it has to spawn immediate. So I'm going to do that. In fact, it's going to be that. It's only temporary anyway, isn't it? Oh, that's the only thing. I can't just copy that now. I suppose I could. keep it like that. What bit didn't you understand, Micro? Was it this bit? Okay. Hopefully it'll become clear when it's working. I'm already adding to the player's distance. I remember doing that. Oh, I heard wrong. Okay. I keep getting myself in a bit of a mix-up. I've forgotten whether I'm sure I did already. Yeah, I did. Here. Alright. So here's where we're doing the movement of the trees and the flags. But this, as I say, I'm doing it slightly different here. It's a bit annoying. The only reason I'm stuck is because I can't use A, can I? It may well have been easier to do it the other way I suggested. It's not hard to adapt it to that. Try and do it this way for now. I'm unsure, but maybe I can just test this now. I've just loaded that 16-bit number into an 8-bit. Do I have the upper or lower byte now? I really hope it's the upper byte because that's what I need to sort of judge. Interesting. I should probably make this value something that's convenient on the upper byte to compare against. Funnily enough, I think that value I've just done is. Give me a mo. So if the upper byte is 16 or more, That already works exactly. That means it's over that. So I could actually just do that. Just trying to think about something here. What I'm thinking is putting the drawing the finishing line on screen, and then suddenly have your player actually move down the screen towards it, rather than most of the time you stay still on the y-axis. So if the player's distance travelled is more than or equal to 16 on the highest byte, if that's correct, we can draw the finishing line. The flags are all long gone and in history. It's just the end flag. We'll draw it in a specific spot in this function that we're about to create. But we also want to move the player down. And you know what? That's going to be fine. Because all this stuff does is move trees. So we want to still be able to turn. But this stuff can not be worried about. The trees will all be gone. Everything will be gone. We'll just have the finishing line waiting at the bottom, near the bottom of the screen. So, what do I call this? Finishing line, why not? Finishing line, ready. No, that sounds like a ball name. So return. I mean, this stuff is all pointless now, so let's just jump to it. That's a potential gotcha though, isn't it? If I want to add stuff later and I don't remember that that's jumping, and then I come down here and start adding functions, wondering why it's not working. But anyway, I'm going to draw the finish line in a constant position. I think I ended up making it just 1 by 2. call it something else. Final flag. The end flag Y is a tricky one because I've already named that. Did I not make it? So this is like its screen position Y. Like I say, I've done the colour routine, so I don't need to worry about character cells so much. I think I'll still put it on a character cell. Let's just do 192, take away 32 for now. Sure, I'm absolutely sure. Oh right, I don't even need that other constant, do I, just yet? Because I've just done that 16 trick. So that's where this will go wrong if it is going to go wrong. It's like we haven't got the high bite. Got to do it another way. Let's use this for inspiration. No, not that. I don't need inspiration. Basically, that's using our... Oh, hang on. I'm changing that jump to cool because I do want to move. I do want to move. It's this movement here that I actually don't want to do, but it won't matter. The reason I'm stopping is that there's nothing to move us down. And so far I've been moving down at different speeds depending on direction. Let's take all that and copy it. Just put it here for now. Move at finish. Player move at finish. We don't need flags. We do want the direction. but we want to do it completely differently. Oh, it's annoying. Player move flags. Player move at finish. Oh, it's end anyway, isn't it? Okay. I think that's going to be okay. We should have no noticeable effect, I don't think, other than that we'll be moving down the screen instead of the flags appearing to move past us. Do finish line. Did I put that in? Yeah. Just give it a try. So it's quite a way after the flag. Are we actually going to see the finish line? We should do. Let's just try, just for a minute. It's just a basic thing. To see if it works. Ah, damn it. Oh, whoa, warning, switching to free pass mode on line 7. How's that? Never seen that before. I don't even need that. Error 215, player 2. Relative jump out of range. What's going on? I never changed it. Are you kidding me? Is that just because I added them then? I think 255, I'm not sure though. I have no clue. I've never run into that. 80. Oh, OX80. I'll look on Z80 Heaven now. Even though I don't really know how many the instructions are, so it doesn't help me knowing the exact figure. Oh, 128 bytes back or forward. So the same amount as you. Nightmare. Nightmare. What do I do now? Let me have a look at this. I don't want to change the way I'm iterating through the loop. It's working. I'm not going to change it now. What a nightmare. I could put it in there. I don't know if that'll help. I haven't got much choice, have I? Branch too far, have a branch to a jump. But DJNZ, it's one of them ones. It automatically decrements B for you. Don't know if that'll make a difference. I get what you're saying. Like I could have a jump in the middle somewhere to say just go back. That might do it. Oh my god, what have I just deleted? Hang on, because it was getting complicated. Okay, I took that on board what you said. Don't need to push and pop BC in here because I already have. I mean, funny enough, BC already equals that. Let's try that a second. Oh. Alright, that worked now. I've got to do the same. I can't like have it two different ways. Um, Potentially cleaner, I guess, if it works. I'm just checking on Z80 Heaven again for SPC to see what happens to the second operand. As far as I know, it'll be okay. Whoops. I mean, whether it'll work is a completely different ballgame. Oh god, it's there already. And it's moving us down. And then it breaks us. Of course I can make sure we don't go off the bottom of the screen. But why did it appear straight away? Oh, of course, it's that bit where I was worried about the high bite thing. Here. Well, attempt 2 would be that. What the flip, man? What's wrong with this? It's probably me, that one. So I'm going to go for DB in the upper bite, but I can never know. Is that the contents in there? I don't think it'll compile. Oh, maybe this works then. Well, it hasn't appeared yet. Oh, it has now. Something's up with that. It's funny as. I don't really get it because the upper bite can't be. Oh, wait a minute, wait up. It was 200 and something when it times 16. Yeah, so if I say 250 times 16. Do you know what? It should work. It should work. If you take 2 bite number and then you slice it in half so you've only got the upper bite, and then you put a 1 in the 5th highest bite, so as to make that bite 16 in other words. It shouldn't be happening so quickly that. it should be a value of like 4,096. This bit here, where have I done it? Here. I'm similar to you, Micro. Yeah, that debugger. Oh, I'm not really looking forward to getting it set up. Funny enough, I had an interesting conversation with a guy on Twitter earlier. He's making games for the Next, and he's only just started. He's got 11 followers. So I started following him. Can't remember what he's called now. Anyway, he's made like a Pac-Man clone already. And he couldn't get the debugger working, but he's got C-Spec and VS Code, and he can use breakpoints with it. He said he just made do with that. Breakpoints trigger in C-Spec. And he didn't have to set up any launch.json or anything. I'll see your Discord message. Okay, I will do. I'll have a look, man. I had it working, the sample program, just to let you know. So I know it can be done. Oh, I see, yeah. Yeah, maybe Spikie's too big a game, isn't it, to try out when you don't know. You could always delete that bazinga.asm. It's totally not needed in this game. Oh, it's set for the random. Move the rand function. Or just use my get random instead. Near enough does the same thing. Yeah, people keep telling me to stop using Pasmo. The little language changes, though, I'm not too fussed about. With the copy and replace. Directives. What the includes. Yeah, not the bazinga. Fair play. Rept, why? Yeah, I don't even know what that is, to be fair. Repeat, is it? It's a shame. It's one of them things that would be lovely to have working, but you have to put too much effort into it. It removes the fun from the whole process, doesn't it? They're used in Bazinga. Okay. Yeah, I've got a long way to learn till I know all of that stuff. At the moment, I am just happy just having stuff drawn on the screen and going in the sort of direction I want it to and stuff like that. Eventually, like quite soon, I want to make a game similar to Space Taxi, where you've got kind of a gravity thing going on. But that's a big, what's the word? Challenge for me. Yeah, cheers, Micro. I mean, it would be amazing getting that debugger going, wouldn't it? It'd save so many hours of messing and trial and error. Um, Only because I know it. It's like what I just learnt first, and I'm still hazy with a lot of the stuff, like, you know, that would be specific. I wouldn't even dare to write a 128k program right now, just because I think I might start trying to use stuff that was not in the right place or something, and then get myself well confused. Once I'm sure in what I'm doing, like for example with these high byte things and all that, once I'm really sure, Then I reckon I'll be able to hop between systems, and I'll know straight away, oh, that's a system specific problem that I've got to look up, rather than, oh, have I done this completely wrong, or is it specific to the system? You know what I mean? But yeah, I do like to repeat. Nice one, Micro. And I repeat the same old little tricks over and over and over, but it does help. But you know full well it's boring, but like you end up improving little bits as you go through. Normally, sometimes you make it worse. It is a cool process, isn't it? Learning to game dev. I kind of wish I'd done more like live um, dev blogs, as it were, because some of the stuff, when you get them eureka moments, it's worth sharing. You know, like when something suddenly goes right for you, it's like yeah. And some of the times, like I remember the first time when I created that pixel perfect collision detection for the first ever time, and I'd spent weeks and weeks, and at first I couldn't even do like rectangular collisions back then, and so I kind of got them working. And because I was so keen and eager back then, it was like one of the first things I'd done. You know, I really stuck at it for weeks, and I done the per pixel. You know, I'd never thought I would have been able to do it, and I just wished I'd been able to share that because I think that would have got a lot of views by now. I'd done that like 10 years ago or something. But yeah, can only start now. This is the problem though, isn't it? Finding the flipping high byte. Because that number there, if that's the high byte, that's 4,000, yeah? It's got to be over 4,000. Is NC definitely over? I'm sure it is. Yes, it is. I can't see that working, but I'll try anything at this stage. That's surely going to be the memory address. So I'm reckoning we'll see the finish line right from the word go now when we get into the ski stage. Oh, yeah, there it is, sadly. Yeah, people do love it, Moz. I've noticed it gets a lot of, if you tweet about it, you know, you get a lot of likes. People love it. I'm having the same old problem here, even like, aren't I? With that should start at 0. Just out of interest, let's put 250. And we're going for E now, so I thought that was the low byte. Oh. So it's never 250. It's never over 250. I don't quite get why. I mean, I'm guessing this will go on forever. I'll leave it for a minute while I roll another smoke, just in case they appear. How can it not appear at all now? So maybe I have got the other byte. Because that would mean I'm waiting for like 65. Oh, hello. That was that last flag. They'll just go on forever.  'Cause, 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 'c Yeah, 20, 30 years is a long bloody time though, man. Chibi. I don't recognise that name exactly, but I recognise someone called Chibi. Could be related, isn't it? He's like an assembly developer. Does loads of different assembly languages. I learnt a lot from him. However, I did feel that his content, there should be more of it. You know, his was the only content that I could understand at the time, and I thought there should be, you know, dozens of videos. Chibi, that's it. Yeah, yeah. I'm on his Discord. They're really helpful. I can remember just a couple of months ago when I started out, I wrote onto his Discord, and within 5 hours, someone had written how to fix the problem. Even though there was only about like 8 people online, but still, they took the trouble to write that. The thing was, his website I learnt from, but some of it I didn't understand, like with the pixel memory. Yeah, I've used his editor definitely. He had one called was it called Chibi Editor, I think. Maybe. Anyway, that's not going to work for us. What we've just done there. I just wonder if I put 30 straight away. Oh, it'd be great if Chibi popped in here now and told us how to do these 16-bit numbers. Okay, this looks promising. Oh, it's too early again. What's going on with that? It must be the way I'm incrementing it then. Did you just diss his website? To be fair, I dissed his website a tiny bit, but at the same time, I did learn a lot from it, like where I couldn't understand anybody else's at the time. My email here, I come save the day. Here I come, save the day. I need to get that. I'm gonna get that sound effect. You're gonna get copyrighted. You might as well get copyrighted by something decent. Go out with a bang. Maybe I should just stop doing this way, and instead do it like I was said about just having it as another flag and decrementing it. Not if I say it. No, but what about if I get? No, I say it for the sound effect. I like that idea, man. I'm gonna do it. I don't want to cop out and just put another flag, like an end flag that I decrement every time. That's gonna be a pain in the ass. And also, I'm halfway through doing it this way. Ooh, I was being clever with that, wasn't I? Perhaps that was a stupid move. probably won't change a thing. Alright, if it doesn't appear in error, oh it does. I was going to say if it didn't appear in error I was about to put it down to 16 where I thought it would be in the first place. Where is it? I hate it when I have to flick through the code like this. It means I've organised it badly. It was yeah. It is really nice having that Spectrum guy as well around, because even when I run into problems like this, I think to myself in the back of my mind, I think, well, at least I'd have someone like that I could write to or ask eventually, and he will know the answer. But look, imagine you've got that byte and that one, yeah? That is 16. So if you have all them as ones instead, that's, if you put that number into your calculator, gives you 4,095, this one here. So as far as I can tell, this comparison here is saying that this value has to be over 496. He said he worked on Pasmo. He'd done some element of it. I think it was already in existence when he came along. That's what it sounded like. I didn't. The chat, which I'm really thankful of, but it moves by too fast for me to read it sometimes now, which is a really good sign, you know. Certainly not upset about that in any way, but yeah, I only caught a glimpse of that. Because I guess Pasmo is on the GitHub. Like you could fork it now probably, or just download it and work on it. Yeah, I think that's what he said. I can't remember what exact element he added. He's a cool guy though, because I had a problem on here, live on air, and I didn't go on Discord for the entire day the next day. But then I went on there a day after still struggling with this problem, and I looked, and he'd actually thought about the problem for me while I was asleep, you know, and then wrote to me how to do it. Yeah, it was something to do with porting. It was like another build target or whatever. Probably something to do with Next, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. That still doesn't explain. This should be quite straightforward, shouldn't it? What I'm trying to do here. No worries, my dude. Is it getting loaded wrong? Does that work? Let's try and look up load on the reference guide. I believe from looking at the reference that that is completely fine. Why is that not looking at the high byte then? How do I increment it? It must be that. It can only be that. I'll leave it in fast mode, so I'm only going to change fast mode now. I wonder why add doesn't work then. Yes, this is a struggle. Because I don't know whether it's going... This is where a debugger would be absolute gold, wouldn't it? Because I want to know the value of this beast every frame. I can't see how it would help, but I'm going to try just putting it up nearer to this. I really don't think that will help though. No. Seems to give you some time. Just wonder about... Oh, that certainly ain't going to do it. No, exactly the same. It's not all that different from what we're doing there. I don't really get... Ah, yes I do. I get it completely. This gets incremented every flag in a loop, so that's why it's going up so quick. Where does that loop end? We might have to do it externally. I'm going to just cut and paste it out to there for now, which is completely wrong. Yeah, so that's, at least I understand what's happened there. So I just want to do it one time when we're moving fast. Oh, that variable movement is what's making this tricky. Variable speed. If there's just one speed, I'd just do it in the update loop. I guess I'm gonna have to do it here. Just copy that. But let's just have a function for each one. There's only 3 it needs. None for down there, is there? So I think this will work. Let's double check. It's not. It's only a. It's not a loop through all. Yeah, this is fine. So it calls finish line. We'll probably want that above everything else. I would say. I'd say we want that straight after move flags and move trees, and then we'll do the distance travelled thing. So when it first checks it, we have travelled 0, and so on. Do you know what? This should do it. There'll probably be a bit of a long wait at the end with no flags. It shouldn't be too long. Let's just give it a whirl. I've changed quite a few things there. Oh dear. Diag down, that's wrong. Diag down. Okay, good. Right, moment of truth. Kind of expect it to work this time. Of course, the flag layout and tree layout is terrible at the moment, but just demonstrate how it works. Okay, so I think we get one more flag in a minute and then an even longer wait to the end. Not that much longer, it shouldn't be. The points timer is kind of, I wonder if that's almost like a distance counter. Doesn't look good. Oh, there's the flag. So wait. It should be coming along pretty soon, its end. And it's there. Superb. So of course I've got to stop him from shooting off the bottom of the screen. But other than that, it's done. GG! Look at that beast. Oh, it's getting hot in here. Right, that is ready. Cheers, man. Thank you. Thank you both of you, yeah. It's messy, but it works. All that's left now is to sort of tidy it up. By that I mean, you know, make better sprites. And do the collision. And yeah. I was hoping for that one. I love it. I love it how you always apologise, but it's, you still do it, which I'm glad of. Someone's got to do them, Moz. That's what they're there for. Really, I'm just trying to think of what to do next. I don't want to do the collision today because it'll just take a little bit too long. It's nothing we haven't done already. Play a quarter. Yeah, I'm getting sweaty. It's bloody hot here. It's like summer. I'll have another smoke. So that works perfectly though, doesn't it? This gives us a level. Let's comment this a bit better. Yeah, that's all we need. It is. It's too hot for masturbating, man. The novelty wear after 3 years of the sound effects. I think that's what you mean. Nah, they're brilliant. I love them. Right. Shall I just start adding collision? So of course I can't do player dead until I've done collision. I could do level complete. I could do the collision for the end thing. I mean, I'm not that happy with how I drew the end. I've got to be a bit careful because if I start creating collision based upon this, But no, it's okay. It's okay. I'll do. We've got the position of it here. I'll just do a width. 5. Do I even need the height? Yeah, I do, because I'm making a collision box, aren't I? See, I used to like drinking cold lager and that, but I'd always drink the light stuff that no one likes, because I get too pissed otherwise. It's funny though, I could knock back like a full bottle of JD and just feel like nice and cozy. If I have 5 Coors Lights, now I'm alright with Coors Light, but if I have like Stella, I'm in trouble. Doesn't help that I smoke like a chimney, even more when I'm drinking. I've slowed down to a snail's pace now again, but I reckon I can get this collision on the end line done. The very first thing I'll do is I'll stop him crashing out at the bottom of the screen. Just easy, innit? Just won't let it move. So that's that done. We'll check collision. I can't remember if to do that before or after we move. Before, I'd say. I'll go with before. Don't know though. Specialist material available on the internet. It's funny you should say that. I actually a childhood memory that stuck with me forever was when I found a Razzle mag in the forest. That's funny. So collision, player, end line. That's where they were kept in the underground. I took someone's stash. I thought it was discarded. Literally, that memory, I was even thinking about it not that long ago. I remembered it. And then you said that. Jazz even rhymes with razzle. Anyway, should be an easy collision check because the end line doesn't move. I think at my end it cuts out some of the messages because sometimes I think I've missed some. I'm getting my messages via Streamlabs. That might be why. So I could have gone and copied pasted this from another collision check, really, but I'm not even going to bother. I think that's correct. So if the player's right hand side is smaller value than the left hand side of the flag, return. Yeah. And then if the player's left hand side, plan P. So I think, can I do that? Doubt it. No. That's funny. It was very optimistic of that. That's brilliant. Alright, pretty sure that's the X side done. And it Y is even easier because we want him to be the exact same. Or in fact, he's actually bigger, isn't he, than the end right now. That's a bit annoying. Oh, first little letters. Let's just add player height for now. So as soon as his feet touch the flag, you win. That is brilliant. Right, I'm pretty sure that'll do it for us now. Just for now, let's just make it go straight back to level 1, I think. Hundred a week. I remember though, when I was about 15, I got my first serious girlfriend. We went to the family planning, asked them for them, and they just chucked us like a whole bag. It was just, every time we asked, they just wouldn't give us like free. It'd be like literally 15 or 20 every time. Let's give this a try. I think it'll work. Need to order them sprites for the trees. So it's a pretty long ski level, and I'll probably have to either shorten it, which wouldn't be convenient, or add loads of more flags in if it'll handle it, and trees. If it comes to it, I'll have to shorten the level. Eventually, we should hit the end. I want to see if it goes back to level 1 correctly. I mean, it'll probably begin us as if we're beginning a new game, but without the extra cash. We'll just lose the skis. Oh, it broke. So the collision detection's broke, and also the jump didn't seem to work very well. I think what happened was it appeared. It shouldn't though. Have an Olympic rings logo. If I can do that, I would, but it might be tricky. I guess it might be doable because it repeats itself quite a lot, doesn't it? That sprite wouldn't need to be the full rings. Could probably get clever with it. That looks to me like it shouldn't trigger though. We're in this scenario again. Hello, Mike. Okay, no worries, man. Good to see you. We'll see how much room we've got for sprites at the end. Right now, I just want to get the basic functionality going, of course. I'm just going to comment that out to see whether... Oh, I don't even call this. I don't recall calling that. Oh, yes, I do. Okay. I mean, I may as well do the old set border pink. Monty Python. Do you know what? I've been meaning to watch all them. I've watched loads of the old comedies, but I don't really know much about Monty Python. So I know I've missed out, and I'm going to watch them. I've noticed there's loads of mics. It's amazing. Definitely. I was surprised how many mics there were. I was. And there's Mick as well, Coda Mick. So soon I'll do something about this big cat, but I'm not too bothered. I just want to see the end. And there it is. It went pink straight away though, see? That's the problem. Wonder why that is. Because of course these X ones, I guess I should run through it again quickly. I just want to see if I steer away from it on the X. Does at least the X work? It's going to be a while. I've noticed it's like somewhere at 11,000 points when the end comes. Lurk mode activated. Fair enough, man. Good to see you. Really, a successful Twitch channel is built upon its lurkers as well as its commenters. You imagine a channel that's got like 1,000 people watching it. They can't all comment, can they? You've got to welcome the lurkers as well. It's a bit of a bugger having to wait till the end like this, but I don't want to change the functionality of the level. So I'm just going to put up with the wait time. Like I say, at least I know it's about 11,000 points, so I know when it's coming now. Okay, sometime now. So it triggers it even then. I actually quite like the graphics. It doesn't look that bad for a Spikie game. I can't have done this the wrong way around, have I? So yeah, my special type of debugging where I just have to play through it and wait and see what happens. I must awe that tree sprite. It'd be nice to have an emulator that would have like a frame limiter off button. Skating on ice, skiing on ice. But it was either that or just plain white background. I went with the ice effect. Excellent. It didn't collide. Wonder if I can steer on it quickly. Oh, it didn't collide at all. I can't understand how that works. I always have trouble doing this bit, don't I? Yeah, it has warp mode, doesn't it, the C64 one? But Fuse here, I've looked through it. I can't find it readily available to like frame limiter or turbo mode or anything. It'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? I bet there is a hotkey I can just press quickly. I don't know how that would work with my programs. Like, God knows how that would perform. Yeah, it's working, baby. I've just seen if I can actually collide now with the thing, because a minute ago I was colliding as soon as it appeared, no matter where we were. I suppose I could change the end just to be a really short number. Just change it back in a minute. Might have to do that. Hopefully we'll just get it now and then we have to never do it again. Nah, no collision. Weird. I don't know. I think that would work. I'll put that up to 4,000. It'll just jump, like the flags will still be appearing. We'll have to ignore them. Still no collision there. What the heck am I doing wrong? It should be simple. Because that's basically saying A is smaller than B. Well, A is smaller than B. So that's correct. What's this problem? So this shouldn't trigger if the player right side is smaller than the flag left side. Yet we saw that it did. So the values must be wrong, yeah? They must be. Like, this value must be wrong. Oh, I didn't do the compare, did I? That's why. Stupid idiot. So I'm wasting time here because I haven't changed the thing back, so it's going to come straight down here. If it collides, which I think it will. Yes, it does. Now I'm going to put it straight back to where it's supposed to be and do it again, just to see it. I also am going to try that. No, I'm not. I don't think it would have made any difference, but I don't want to get into that habit actually. So first I'm going to go down right at the edge here, and I hope it doesn't collide, and I can cheat at the end and just still move because I haven't set that up to not yet. For some reason it didn't like to jump to level 1, to begin level 1. I thought it would have managed that. Not that that's a permanent solution anyway, because we need to jump to level 1, but in a different state. We don't want to go to the initializer level 1. We want to do a different one. I want to see this work at the very least, and then after that I'll just be messing around doing bits and bobs until the end. Well, probably we'll get it to transition into level 1. Why not? So that's pucker, and it just collides perfectly. Of course I'll stop this. So basically if you get to the bottom here, it will still go back to level 1. I guess you just get a bonus for doing that. You probably just get a bonus for hitting that. You end up back in level 1 no matter what, with your skis and at the bottom of the road. Cheers, Moz, my dude. So where did I have begin level 1? I know we've got begin level 1 here. I probably need to work on this. Or do I? Just sets the game state in there, and then see this stuff we don't want to do ever again. That should be called like init. Or I should just remember that does never want to be called again. Probably this doesn't either. So I just need to remember that begin level 1 means begin the game basically, and then I'll begin level 1 with ski. L1 start with ski. Jump main. So we're still just going to jump to level 1, but we've called a different initializer. So I'll just start by copying that. I'll keep player init just to remind me, but we'll want to do the same thing there, I think, essentially. This is basically initialized the very first go, and what I need to do is add in there like make cache 30, stuff like that. Score 0, etc. Yeah. Let's do that. And actually, it's a bit like a Pandora's box, this, you know, or like one of them things you open and then there's another box inside, because seeing as I've done these initializers in level 1 as constants, I should try and be consistent and do it again. We'll call it with ski. And he's going to start at 4. And player max Y he will start at. Oops, didn't mean to close that so abruptly. So we can pretty much copy this, just alter it a little. See, again, going back to that consistency thing, seeing as I've got this initializer for facing, I'm just going to do the same again. If you crash too many times on the skiing level, you lose your skis. So that's why this is called with ski, and then I have like no ski or whatever. And if you have no ski, you start on the other side of the road with no skis, of course. But so facing will be up this time. And really, to be super complete, I should have another one, which really states the obvious. And really, I should have that on the start as well, but it's okay. So I think there's a lot to be said about coming up with clever names, like in your head. And I seem to still be improving at it, but I noticed the value of it where I can just change the last name or the first bit. Do a lot of copy paste, but it helps. Alright. It could be just that straightforward, really. That's going to get called there. It's going to get changed to level 1. Level 1 update is going to get called. And it's going to do all the usual stuff. Seems good to me. Back in the level 2 code. Or was it the player where we check the end? Player level 2 probably. There. I'll put that set border pink there, just temporarily, just in case we have a problem. Oh, damn it. Ah, still didn't compile. Oh no, what's this free pass mode thing? Entry point redefined on line 81. What's it talking about? What a shame. How big is the tape file the last time it managed to compile? .23 kilobytes. And how big is our buffer? 15 hex. So our buffer takes up 5.4K. So we're close, I think. I think we're close to the memory use. max. Switching to free pass mode on line 14. Flipping out of the on about. Ah, I didn't think Constance used up any space. Oh, it worked. So the fact that I was using a constant to initialize another constant, I didn't like. I have to remember that. Okay, hopefully I'll put the rest of the code together. Can't remember if I did or not properly. I think I did. Hopefully it'll jump. If it goes to level 1 now, it'll pretty much be the end of the vid. It's a worry because I've got to put a lot of trees and stuff in. It's going to use up some of that remaining few K we've got. I think I estimate we've got under 3K left for everything. But we have nearly completed the game now. Not bad, not bad. I just didn't paint the background seams, and that's about it. Something's going wrong with the cars now as well. That's weird. Everything seems to have moved along a little bit on the buffer. I'm bound to have done something wrong with one of these initializing. That's not a big deal. For a start, there's that. Let's quickly try that. Beauty, isn't it? Beauty. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have too much memory left for sprites or special menu effects or anything like that. I don't know how people did it. I suppose it's that compression thing we haven't looked at yet, isn't it? I've got to get good at now. But I'm way happy just getting games that fit inside it without compression, to be fair, right now. I mean, I was thinking another many weeks away, I may do a football manager game just for fun, like a really basic one. Have the English leagues. Maybe, I don't think you could fit the names of all the players on there in that video. Could maybe have the Premier League players. And there we go, look, that looks beautiful. Don't know where all the cars are. Yeah, they're good. Brilliant. Go back across. Bang. Right, we haven't initialized level 2 yet. But we're very nearly done. So I guess let's have a little crack at initializing level 2 properly. Wait there. The flags. I'm going to have to make constants for all of them as well and set them at the start of the level. They can stay the same, but they get decremented. That's quite a pain. What's the time? 2:30. It's the painstaking task that I just can't avoid. How to? I don't think I can avoid that. I've got to be able to remember the flag positions and adjust them. It's only 2. Once I finish this game project, the next task is very boring because I'm going to master the art of SJASM Plus and hopefully DZOG at the same time. Once I do that, I'll be able to develop cross-platform sort of for Next and 128K and all that sort of thing. But that's way ahead. Yeah, this is an arduous task here because this was only for a test. There's actually going to be like another more than double of them. But the easiest way and the least memory I can think of is to do it like this and have every single one laid out. I probably won't even get this finished before I finish the video. Probably just do a bit of this. But we've seen that the principle works. The entire structure of the game works now. It just needs some minor tweaks. I don't even think we can fit a loading screen or even a main menu artwork on there. How big is the screen? It's like 4,000 bytes. I think I'm right up there on the top of the memory now. Good night, Microman. Thanks for sticking around for so long. I'm about to wind it up now anyway. I'm literally going to be typing in a few numbers, going to sleep. I can't think of any better way of doing it though. I mean, to be honest, these aren't even bloody correct. Maybe I'll stop there because I need to draw it out, I think, so I know the exact numbers I want all the flags at. So I need to draw it on GIMP or something. Do it that way around. Actually, it'll be easier than I think to do it in GIMP because it's only the Y. And that does tell me in pixels, that's what I want. So I'll do that and it won't take me long at all then. In fact, let's put all this here so it won't even compile. I know the first one. I don't even know how many I've got now. 5. There. So that'll be 21. God, that's a horrible task. I hope it doesn't give me that compiler error after I finish with it as well, just to add insult to injury. It's a horrible place to leave it, but there's no way I can do all of them before I go, so. Yep. Thanks again, Mike, for sticking around. Thanks, Moz. Thanks for lurking, Fractal Mike. Coda Mick popped in earlier. Many thanks to all of you. I'll get myself off to bed. Back to work tomorrow, so doubtful anything happening in the day, but there'll be a couple of hours in the night, as usual. And I probably would have got this done before I come online. I'll get this done in the day tomorrow. But yeah, have a good night. See you soon, folks.